What's up, y'all? It's your boy No Limit here, and I'm going to show you a bunch of my Evil Eye setups today, because I know you guys have been requesting it in my comment section, and I think I'm due for a video to show you guys how I set up my Evil Eyes and how I put myself in clutch situations and how I actually clutch it out and my thought process and positioning and all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you learned something from today. So our first Evil Eye setup is going to be in Church Arsenal of Clubhouse, and the 3 Evil Eye spots are going to be in bar, kitchen, and AKs. With this setup, the process becomes a lot more quicker when you have teammates. So if you do have teammates that you're playing with, try and ask them to get the hatches as you're putting your Evil Eyes down. But if not, it's still manageable to do them by yourself, meaning the Evil Eyes and the hatches. You can do all that by yourself. It's just the last one in AKs will take a little bit of time, and if the other team plans on like doing a blue rush, you might get caught off guard. But I'd say 90% of the time you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Now, heading on over to kitchen, you're going to go to the northeast counter. You jump on top of that, and there's going to be a trash can that you can sprint right on top of. You're going to go to that and place the Evil Eye down. So the whole purpose and point of this Evil Eye is to deny kitchen hatch the whole time. And as well as try and deny any verticality going. A lot of times players will play Ram because she's obviously the easiest of breachers or makes the job easier. But with this Evil Eye, a lot of the times they'll throw their Ram gadgets through freezer, and you can just zap the back of the canister that's on that boogie drone, and it'll just stop the destruction of the ceiling. She might get like a little bit of destruction, but not the full potential she can do. Now, also, what you can do is, sometimes the attackers will read into that Evil Eye, but they won't actually try to destroy it, they'll just try and punch and shatter the glass. So, what you do is, you're going to look your Evil Eye up, and as they're trying to punch you, you can impact from below and catch them off guard. Now, another thing attackers will do is they'll go upside down repel here as Habana, or even Ace, and they'll just throw their gadget blindly saying that the hatch is free. And you really can't see the Evil Eye too well over here unless it's already been droned out. But if it hasn't, a lot of times they'll just blindly start trying to breach the hatch, and then that's when you can catch them off guard and start zapping everything off the hatch. Now, another thing that will help out the Evil Eye in kitchen is when you impact trick, and this is what I like to actually do first, is throw my impacts so that they think I'm burning my util, like, off the rip, so now that they think I have a free hatch. So, like, let's say it's Habana using her 2 pellets, I can just keep burning my impacts until I have no more, and then that will make her think freely I can keep going, and then that's when I finally hop on the Maestro cam, and then start zapping the pellets off, making her waste too much to the point that she can't get every hatch. Now, moving on from kitchen to bar, you're going to go on over to these tables over here that's in bar. You're going to want to break the first chair. I've already done it, so it's broken already. But you'll get a vault prompt. You're going to sprint on top of jukebox, and you're going to place your Evil Eye right on this brick wall. Now, the purpose of this Evil Eye is just to deny Moto hatch, but it also gives you a lot of information from pool table to bar to bathroom and main stairs. If you're coordinated with a team, you can also have a prep C4 on main right here, which is soft floored. So there's potential for that. And that's really all there is to this Evil Eye. So like I said earlier, depending if you're queued with a squad or you have coordinated teammates, that can really dictate how fast the setup is. But if you're doing it by yourself, a lot of the times, you'll be in action phase already by the time you're getting that 3rd Evil Eye down. So let me show you this one that's in AKs. So in AKs, you're going to get a vault prompt right on top of this desk right here. And you're just going to put it right in between this little slot that's in the cabinets. So this Evil Eye is pretty much to gain information off blue, whether somebody pushes oil pit, blue stairs, and it's also for plant denial, whether it's going to be behind B chassis, AKs, or you gain the information that somebody's planting in top corner underneath the hatch. And then that's when you can just either rotate to highway, shoot them down, deny the plant. Easy. And that's pretty much it for the setup on Clubhouse. Moving on to the next. So, headed on over to Bank, I'm going to show you guys 2 setups on 2 different sites. The first site being lockers and CCTV. The Evil Eyes are going to go all the way upstairs in Janitor, one in open area, and the last one in CCTV site itself. So the very first Evil Eye you're going to want to do is going to be Janitor. Make your way all the way up to the 3rd floor of Bank. Go to Janitor. You're going to use your first impact on the floor of Janitor. Now, after throwing that first impact on the floor, you're going to put your Evil Eye right next to the fire extinguisher, as high as you possibly can next to it. So the purpose in this Evil Eye is just to simply deny the small room hatch that leads to CCTV site. It's a really simplistic job, and it doesn't have to do anything else. This is all it's for. It will catch the attackers really off guard, and a lot of the time, they'll miss-drone this, even if they're clearing third floor. They'll just see that nobody's in janitor, they'll see that nobody's even playing upstairs. And even if you have a team that's playing up there, this Evil Eye will most likely just get passed on. Like, they don't even care about it, not understanding what the actual objective of the Evil Eye is to do. So now, moving on from janitor, we're going to be making our way onto open area. So now with the open area Evil Eye, you're going to make sure either your teammates or yourself have already reinforced this hatch, and I'm going to show you why. So the reason being is because we're going to use that second impact that we have on this cubicle right here. And I know what you're thinking, why not use the bailiff or why not use the primary shotgun to do so? Well, the reason is because the way the debris works on these cubicles, it gets very flaky and they stay in contact very well. So unless you're well experienced with the bailiff and how it works or like how to get around the cubicle, it might take too much time off of prep phase for you to do so. And I'll show you by example. As you can see, it stays in contact very well and it stays flaky, and that might take too long of a process in prep phase, and it's just going to take your setup way longer. It's just easier to use your impact. Moving on to the Evil Eye placement, you're going to go on to these filing cabinets and shoot these 2 lamps out. And then you're going to head on over to this desk right here, go onto the vault prompt, and you'll be able to sprint on top of this. Place your Evil Eye down. And now you have a clear view of open area. And now this will lead on to why I impacted that cubicle, is because whenever somebody places a hard breach tool, whether it's Ace, Habana, or a hard breach tool, or even Thermites, Exocharge, you can literally just zap it out. And this is also why I said I'd rather use an impact, because it'll give you a cleaner hole rather than using the bailiff, where those little debris might get in the way of you being able to zap those hard breach charges. Now, aside from hatch denial, it also gives you great rotation information. That's a bar. But yeah, it's a really good Evil Eye. I think this one's actually getting more commonly known within the community. So it might get droned out. It might already be known by the team that you're playing against. But it's also just one of those where they either have to waste utility on it, or they just misdrone it or just don't see it. It's another good way to gain information and also deny hatch. So while those 2 Evil Eyes are done, you'll most likely be done in prep phase already, depending on if you got the hatches or your teammates got done. You'll most likely be on your way to main. So now where you're going to put this next Evil Eye is going to be in CCTV. Now, from what I see a lot of the time, this is a common mistake. Never place your Evil Eye on top of the TV like this. Reason being is because the attackers now don't have to melee it or use a breach in order to destroy your Evil Eye. What they can do is, they can just shoot out the TV and it will destroy the Evil Eye. As you can see. So what you'd rather do is, you'd rather punch the TV so that it's now falling apart, and you're going to place your Evil Eye on the very far edge of this wall right here. So just like the Arsenal Evil Eye from Clubhouse, this one's just going to be for plant denial and the information inside of servers. It's a really simplistic one. This one has only one purpose, and that's for plant denial, really. And just like the Clubhouse AK's Evil Eye, you might run into those attackers who rush server, and it might be a potential threat for you putting this Evil Eye down. But again, with a coordinated team, you should be able to hold down server so that you can put all your equipment down, or like it should be a faster process so you don't have to worry about it. 90% of the time, you'll be fine putting this one down, but there will be maybe those couple of times, because it's happened to me, those couple of times that attackers will rush, and while I'm putting this one down, there was nobody playing server, so I'll get caught off guard. But it's very rare you'll see that. So when done setting up, your play position is going to be inside of Gold Vault, and the reason is, this is the most protected area, I'd say, within the site or in basement, because there's no hard ceilings, there's nothing really the attackers can do to get you out of this position, unless they're rushing by lobby hatch. But then again, you're behind the shelving, which would protect you, and not to mention your teammates would also be on site and give you that warning, hey, they're pushing gold. And now you can hold the angle into gold, and as well as it's a good lockers hold, so if they have rushed down main, you have a safe way to go into lockers and deny plant just on your gun. It's the same way it works with the AKs on Clubhouse. And that's the setup for your Maestro cams on the basement side of lockers to CTV. Now let's move on to the next one. So the next Maestro setup is going to be in staff room and open area. And just like the prior Evil Eye, we're going to do the same thing for this Evil Eye setup. We're going to shoot out the 2 lamps that are on top of these filing cabinets. Jump on top of the desk and sprint across, put the evil eye down. Now, while this evil eye can literally see all of sight, there are little hidden places that the attackers can plant that your evil eye won't be able to zap, but you need to do these two things so you can prevent that. What you're going to do is you're literally just going to shoot one bailiff shot right here. And then the next one's going to be on over by this printer that's an open area as well. And just do that maybe a couple times because, again, it's the flaky debris, so it might not break the way you want it to. And the reason being that is because they can actually tuck inside of these cubicles and be protected. But now with those open, you can actually zap them here, and there's no more cover anymore. So the next evil eye spot is going to be by this cubicle that's by the bomb chassis. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump on top of the cubicle desk. And this spot can be a little tricky because you have to run along the edge of this cubicle in order to really get to the spot. So what you're going to do is you're going to run up, get on the ledge here until you get that prompt right there. Sprint over, and you're going to pretty much catwalk across this cubicle. Get on top of this printer, and you're going to put your evil eye down right here. And it's going to be very sky high. You're going to drop over. And now what this does, it creates a cross between your evil eyes. So let's say you're zapping one person with the first evil eye you were doing. They catch on, they start looking at that evil eye. You can then switch on over to this evil eye, and it gives you the same angle throughout all of open area. Now the last evil eye is going to be going into staff room, and you're going to go on top of the kitchen counter and place it on top of the wall. Now, depending on if you're with a squad, if you're coordinating with your team, you can ask for a Jaeger, so therefore no projectile explosions like Ash, Sophia, Gaunt 6s can get this evil eye. So a good secondary gadget to bring within this setup are the observation blockers, which you can bring with Maestro. You're going to place it at this double door so that when drones do pass by, or they plan on droning the site, they can't see this evil eye from a distance, and you'll be able to zap them before they even enter and see where your evil eye was or is. This is a commonly known evil eye, so it's most likely the attackers will know where it is, but you can deny that drone information before they even gather it being inside of the site. And as for positioning, I like to play in the basement for that late flank game, and if you're going to position yourself by bottom main, I would suggest barricading garage doors so that if somebody does try to sneak their way through garage, they have to give you that noise indicator that they're breaking through the garage and giving you that warning, and they can't sneak up on you in your position pretty much. So my preference of positioning within basement, I like to play CCTV in server for those people who like to rush within dirt. It catches them off guard because they won't expect, and Maestro especially, playing in the basement when the site is staff room and open area. Now, let's say that nobody decides to push dirt or nobody goes into server. You can stay in this position still because a lot of the times attackers won't even read into somebody playing in servers, and they'll go through archives or they'll go through mini closet, and then they'll just start pushing cafeteria. But they'll be waiting for somebody to swing them at the double door, and what you can do is you can sneak your way on enough blue and catch them off guard. Now let's say they're doing a split take and you do end up killing somebody at this double door. Most of the time the attackers will read, hey, he's at blue right now, he's going to be going through cafeteria kitchen. That's wrong. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to rotate all the way back around to main. Now, when you have rotated and made your flank, they'll have most likely heard you, and they'll be prepared for you to be at metal, but that's not a worry, because that's why you still have obviously your evil eyes on site. And then you'll either start zapping that planner. Now, depending on the predicament you're in, whether it's a 1v2, 1v3, or 1v1, whatever it's going to be, you're going to start zapping that planter, and that'll either get the planner off, or if they stick, the person who's watching the flank now has to watch those evil eyes. But guess what? You can rotate the evil eyes and just keep zapping them from different angles, and that guy has to now just keep trying to flick at each evil eye, and you'll most likely get the planner. So sometimes what I like to also do, and this takes a little bit of game sense, but it also takes for the other team to kind of be good in a sense, if that makes sense. Like they went for verticality, they opened hatches, but usually when it's late in the round, they'll all start funneling in sight to go for that execute. But what you can do when you're on main stairs and have control of main stairs is you can rotate and take the verticality that they made and play inside a stock. And now once you're in stock, you can use that verticality against them, which most likely the floorboards will all be open, and all you gotta do is hop on your evil eye to see where they're planting, whether that's in this cubicle, the other cubicle that you opened from earlier, or maybe they're just planting right here, and you can just use that verticality to just floor bang them the whole time. But like I said earlier, you might be in that predicament where you're in a 1v1, 1v2, 1v3. But let's say the predicament's a 1v2, and you've just killed the planter. And now it's a 1v1, but that person's reading that you're upstairs. Now at this point, it's just up to your evil eyes to do their job. And that's... Now if that guy grabs the diffuser, he says, oh, I'm running the cafeteria because that's the hard ceiling. He can't get me from there. Your evil eye's not going to do that job. Or if he decides to stick in open area and plant, but he goes under by the bomb chassis or somewhere where the hard surface is and you can't deny it, or you can't shoot him from the ceiling, your evil eye will do that job. And that's the reason why you have the 2 switches of these evil eyes right here. And that's pretty much it for the evil eye setups for staff room and open area. Now to move on to the one that you all ask for. And that's going to be Chalet, Master, and Office. Now, before we get into the evil eye placements, let me tell you about the loadout. We're going to bring the primary shotgun, stick with the bailiff, and impacts. And I'm going to show you later on why. Now, starting off with Master, bedroom evil eye. You're going to put it on top of the bed, but you're going to put it as far left as you can. And I'm going to show you why. Reason being is because it will be able to see anybody that wants to tuck into the bathroom corner over here and stick a plant over there. And aside from that, it can see all of sight, so it's a good evil eye. It's fairly basic and simple, but good evil eye. Remember to place it very far left of the master bed. And that's about it for this one. Now, going on to mezzanine balcony, I'm going to show you where to put the evil eye at. You're going to put the evil eye in the very far corner where it pretty much looks into lobby, but also can see main wall. And this evil eye is strictly to deny the wall getting open. Now, this evil eye isn't priority, or it's not the biggest deal in the world. If it gets taken out, it's not that serious. You don't need to play utility around it. If it gets taken out, it's not serious. It's not the end of the world. This is like the third one that you can just throw around. It doesn't really matter. Like, even before Maestro got his buff, the setup that I'm about to show you was still manageable and doable without the third evil eye. But yeah, overall, you could see a lot of mezzanine. You could see if somebody's coming up main, coming from library, looking onto lobby. And again, it's just really for the wall denial. It's for wall denial. A lot of times, this will get drawn out, and attackers will read into it. Now, and it's just, again, it's not a serious evil eye. It's just for wall denial pretty much the whole time. Now, for the evil eye spot that you guys always ask me about in the comment section and asking me to make a video about it, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Watch this. So you're going to come on over to this coffee desk that's by half wall, and you're going to shoot out the 2 shelves that are right on the wall. So you're going to walk onto these coffee pots, and once you get the prompt up right here, you're going to run onto the mini fridge, just like so, and then you can place the evil eye. But again, I'm on my servers right now, like my own server and custom game, so therefore I'm not going to get any lag back. But in game, you're on Ubi server, so therefore it's going to throw you back, but if you do it very quickly, as I'll show an example right now, if you do it very quickly, you'll just get lagged back, but still put the evil eye down, which is why you'll see in a lot of my videos, it looks like I'm just throwing the evil eye from a distance. So let me show you right now. You're going to just walk on the coffee pots again, get that boost up, and then you're going to run onto this and place it down as fast as you can. And a lot of the times, you'll be like back here putting it down. But it's fine. The evil eye will still get placed. And now let me show you what it looks like. So it sees all of sight. It can also see the default plant. But you can't deny plant with this evil eye. You can only look also right to the screen that you won't be able to actually zap anybody. This is as far as I can go. But here's the catch. We're going to be playing downstairs the whole time. And in downstairs, you're going to be playing in dining most of the time. So when it comes to dining, you're going to put 2 holes. You're going to put one to the left of the dining front lobby wall and right the same way. Now, the purpose of these 2 holes is because, remember, I can't deny the default plant at half wall. So what you're going to do is, if they're at half wall right now, you're going to impact this. And with the way the floorboards work, if you break the floorboard below a person that's planting, it'll force them off the plant. So now they'll jump off. Now they realize you're playing downstairs. So sometimes they'll even go into this corner for some reason and start planting, which is for the purpose of the second hole, which is you just throw another impact. And most of the time it'll be your ace, it'll be your thermite, Habana. You're never really gonna have a 3 armor that's planting, so you're either gonna kill the person or down the person that's trying to plant. And I know what you're thinking. Well, can't they just go right back to the same position? You can't do anything? No. Because that hole's open, you can actually see the default plants now. And now, if they decide to, hey, I gotta move now, I gotta plant somewhere else, you can now use your evil eyes to either zap them, or let's say they are perfectly behind this chair right here. I can Z-ping that and just shoot them from below. Now, that's not the purpose of me using the shotgun right now. The purpose of me telling you to use the shotgun is for the master plan. Now, if they hop on top of the bed, sure, you can zap them, but if they have somebody that's protecting them or watching flanks or just, again, watching your evil eye when you start zapping them, you can actually get an angle into dining hallway and shoot them. If they decide and see that you're trying to impact and shoot from below, the only thing that they'll do is try and plant on the master bed. So when they move the master bed, you can either zap them if it's a 1v1, or if it's a 2v1 and now the person that they have watching flank or watching the evil eye, you can ping this right here and actually get an angle from right here and see the master bed on top. And now with that evil eye information and those holes you just made into dining, you can now ping the person, whether that's red scanning or yellow pinging, and you can get an angle onto the person that's literally right behind the bomb chassis and shoot them from here. As you can see, that's the stone wall in Master. And that's it. That's the whole setup for Master bedroom and office in Chalet. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you learned a thing or two today. And subscribe for more if you want to see more tips, tricks, gameplay, memes, and all of that. I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me lately. It means a lot. We just surpassed 50K. So, yeah. Hope to see you guys in the next video. And peace.